what's the normal range of motion for cervical flexion?
45.
45. So do we feel like this is normal? Yeah. So once she's there, I'm gonna push on her forehead and I'm supporting her back here, okay? So I'm not gonna throw her back, I'm supporting here. I'm gonna gently push on her forehead and she's pretty strong there. So I know that the muscles that are innervated by C1 and C2 nerve roots are good, that those nerves are intact, okay? So what's the next one then that I check? Side flexion. Okay, so I'm gonna have her flex to the side here, so we'll check this side first. Does that look within normal range? What's the normal range? 45, good. So you're gonna hold it there, and again, I'm bracing her here, so I'm not gonna throw her that way. I'm gonna gently push on the side of her head. Good, and she's pretty strong there, so I know that the muscles that do the side flexion, those nerve roots are intact. Make sense? Okay, so now we gotta check the other side too, right? So I'm gonna have her side bend to the other side, gonna support here and gently press. Good, and she's strong there, and again, I'm looking for the range of motion, which is normal. So then we're gonna do shoulder elevation, okay? So I'm gonna have you shrug your shoulders, and this one you can check both at the same time. So try to hold them, and I'm gonna push down against you. Push. Good. Okay, and she's fine there. So I know that she's strong with the C4 muscles. Okay, C5, shoulder abduction. So I'm gonna bring her arm out to the side and go ahead and raise that arm up for me. So I'm gonna have her try to go as far up as you can. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna check her range of motion here, and then I'm gonna try to do it passively too, because some people you'll find they'll raise their arm up and they can't get it very far, but then whenever you check it passively, like she can only raise it here, then I can move it all the way. So then you know it's a weakness problem and not a joint problem, okay? Because some people have so much arthritis that they literally cannot move their shoulder above a certain level, okay? And that's the bones. And you would know that if you push and you can't go any further passively, you know that it's a bone problem and not a muscle problem. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna have her raise it up. I'm gonna push. Good, and she's strong there. Gotta check the other side. So again, raise it as high as you can. So she's actually even way more, right? So hold it out here. Good, and I know that she's strong with that one. Okay, all right, so then elbow flexion and wrist extension is C6. So I'm just gonna have her hold it here, and I'm gonna brace here at her shoulder, so I'm not gonna throw her forward, and I'm gonna push against you. Don't let me move you. Good, okay, so she's strong there. Then you can also check wrist extension. So hold it here, I'm gonna brace down here. Good, okay. We gotta check the other side. Good, so hold. Good, and then wrist extension, and hold. Very good, okay. Now, we're doing, where am I at? Elbow extension, right? Okay. So, I'm gonna have her do normal range. I can see that she can extend it all the way. However, I'm not gonna check her here. I'm still gonna have it bent, and I'm gonna have her just push against me. So push against me. Good. And relax. And do this side. Push against me. So you don't have to go to the end range. You can go within that range. Okay. And then wrist flexion. So push against my hand. Good. On this side, push against my hand. Good. So I'm supporting this side and preventing her wrist. So if my hand's here and I'm not doing that support, flex your wrist. It's just gonna bring her wrist up. So make sure that you're bracing whenever you're doing this. Okay. Then let's see, or thumb extension. So you're gonna have your thumbs like this, and I'm just gonna push here.
Oh, like, oh, gotcha.
There you go. Alright. See, so I knew that if that would have been real, I would have known she was weak at that muscle or that nerve intervention with those muscles, right? Okay, so then T1 is finger, we're just gonna check abduction, so she's gonna go like this, and then I'm just gonna squeeze in between her fingers.
That's hard to do.
That one.
That's hard.
Alrighty, so she's good. Alright, any questions with that?
Yeah, I do have a question. So
Yeah.
the difference between an issue between the muscle and the nerve is just sensation, right? Like when checking.
When
When checking for muscle strength versus like, nerve.
So,
like the myotone versus
so the nerves,
Yeah.
so for myotones, the nerve innervates the muscle.
Mhm.
So you're checking to make sure that connection is intact.
Okay. Oh.
Does that make sense? So the myotone testing, it's similar to MMT, but for MMT you're checking for actual muscle strength and how strong they are. But for when you're referring to myotones, that's checking to make sure that those muscles are strong where the nerve is intact, making sure that that innervation is working properly. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah, I feel like I'm getting some good head nods.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then what about in the case of the thumb extension, whenever it was weak, but she was still able to?
She just
obviously-
wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but I'm saying like in that case, like that was actually a thing, like it's weak, but she
Mhm.
was still able to get.
So then remember us talking about the spaghetti noodle in the straw?
Yeah.
So that could mean that there might be an impingement there at that nerve root that's impacting the strength of those muscles. So in that case, you would want to have them go to a doctor and maybe get some imaging to check for impingement or something like that.
Okay.
Alright, any other questions?
This might be a silly question, but I was talking about the spaghetti noodle thing,
Uh-huh.
and then we were starting to wonder, is it like just air in there? Is it like full of fluid? Probably. The straw.
The
It doesn't
straw-
matter.
It's just the sheath.
Okay.
It's the sheath around the nerve.
Alright.
Okay, any other questions? Alrighty, so we're gonna practice these. Okay, so practice with your partner.